Andy here from InsurTech Connect Asia. We're very happy here today to have Daniel from Contemi today to share a little bit about his insights on the industry as well as his experience at InsurTech Connect Asia 2023. So why not we start with a very easy question. So how has your experience been so far at the event?
Well, the event has been really good. So I think you've managed to take the bus of Singapore into the event as well. And so Singapore is a business hub, and you've been able to take that in here. So that's been a quite good event, and we've been able to catch up with contacts we have, meet new contacts, talk with new prospects about new business models, and also do the sessions on stage. Got some new insights, and of course some repetition of what we have heard before, but also some new perspectives. So that's been a really good session.
All right,
Good event.
Great to hear that. Another question that I wanted to ask you is that what's your impression of the industry in 2023 so far, and do you have any predictions what will happen to the industry next year?
Well, so far this year, I think we've continued on the digitalization that the industry has been on and quite honestly needs. And so there's a lot of new technologies being used, new business models out there. But to be completely honest, I do think also we've scratched a bit too much on the surface. So there's been quite much money put into InsurTech and from the insurers as well, and from VC side. But I do think we haven't really gone into the real value creation and solving the issues within insurance. So as quite many know, there's a productivity issue within insurance, and we need to figure out how to solve that, but also to close the protection gap. And we have the tools, we have now what we need to do it, and we just need to also go a bit deeper and work well together. So there's also this bus of ecosystem and partnerships, and we need to get the true value out of that so that we all work together for the whole purpose of what insurance should be about. And yes, we need to make profit, but we also need to make sure that we live true to the promise and enable that financial security and protection of the actual customers.
All right, that's very interesting. I think those are very important things that's also why InsurTech Connect Asia is here to kind of bring up that conversation with each other and the ecosystem. So
you did also ask about the predictions. It's always difficult to predict. But I'm more of the optimistic type. And as I've said, we have the tools in place. Everything from software as a service and the data analytics. You have generative AI. You have all those tools in place now. And now we just need to work together. I'm quite sure we will be able to do that. What would also be good and what can be an additional driver is to get the good regulation in. So following on open banking, so take the open finance to the next level, and also make sure that we get standardizations of API, because that will of course make everything more efficient as well. Reduce the overhead, reduce the productivity issue, and help close the protection gap, because there's quite many who are overprotected. So we don't need, but we need to focus on also on the protection gap, make sure that people are protected for the risks that they cannot control themselves.
All right.
And I do think we're on that way.
Good to hear. Very optimistic. Great to hear that. The next question that I want to check with you as well is, do you see insurers investing more in their digital capabilities to adapt to customer needs?
Well, the short answer is yes. So I do think that's quite many are investing in it. Now, there's a lot of different strategies on how to do it, but I do think that they're willing to invest. And both in their press releases, but also at conferences, almost all insurers talk about the customer need. Now, if everyone is fully true to that, I'm not sure, because then they also need to look at, well, if we focus on this there, what does that mean in terms of our revenue? And so it's not no one is in this business to not make money, so they often also take those considerations. But one thing that's quite interesting in one of the sessions that I attended here in open insurance, if you're going to have that, you need to have good data sharing. And one of the issues is that, well, I have, well, me as I'm my insurer, I have all this data. And what I think we need to perhaps change that perspective over to it's the customer's data.
Yeah.
And then how can we all together use it to optimize for the customer, but of course also for us as an organization. So I do think that they're investing. I do think perhaps a bit change of perspective could be good, and focusing on that ownership of data and that it's the customer and how we can use it better together.
Yeah, I think that's a really great question to ask our insurers as well, whether we are actually thinking about our customer needs and whether we're actually doing an action towards it.
Yeah.
All right, so just one final question for you. In your view, are agents and brokers leveraging adequate technology tools to sell insurance?
Yes and no. I think that they are, quite many are leveraging technology in a good way. I do not believe in a pure digital, at least in not all products. So the old concept, I actually learned this not too long ago, the free digital, or more of a hybrid approach. I think that's needed in insurance because insurance is, for me as an individual, insurance and the cover I need can be difficult to understand. And then, yes, I can spend the whole evening reading up about everything, but having that person there to help me explain to what's the cover I need and to get that, I think that's needed. But then you can do that more efficiently with the right digital tools.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't go all digital, but having that hybrid approach, and then for the agents and brokers to actually focus on the tools that makes them support their customers in a good way to actually help them understand this, because insurance is a trust business.
Yeah.
I need to understand that the cover that I'm getting is what I need, but then I also need to know that when the accident happens or I need a claim, that the policy will actually be there, and that someone will support me on that.
Yeah.
So I think that having that face-to-face, or not necessarily face-to-face, but hybrid approach is important.
A human touch is still very
it needs to be a human touch in some way.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be face-to-face in one room.
Yeah.
But invest in those digital technologies that help you create that free digital experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
That's really great to hear. Thank you so much for your insights. So thank you so much, Daniel, for joining us today at InsurTech Connect Asia 2023. So we hope to see you again in 2024. Thank you.
Thank you so much.